Hello, 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 welcome back to Ancient Warfare mod, and today we're back with more Ancient Warfare mod, and other mods as well. We're working on Ember's stuff currently, and Tinker's Workshop, and apparently, we're very close to having the boiler done for the actual setup. So we're going to be setting up steam power for basically some various processes that need to be automated easier, and don't require as much heat. The reason we'll still keep the lava-based Tinker stuff running is because lava is important for heating things to a certain temperature. Like, this is your main forging area, you need lava for it. So, like, you cannot just get away with using steam for everything, because steam only is 450 degrees, whereas lava's 1,000, apparently. I'm not sure what the math is on this, but there's math, apparently. There's no math. Who am I kidding? It's Tinker's Construct. The only mod that has math is Greg Tech. Duh. Don't you know? Should be pretty obvious that the only mod that has math is Greg Tech. It also has math too, but probably is math. Yeah, it'd be amazing. Amazing mod. Greg Tech, Breaking Bad edition. Right, so I need to actually combine these into this thing. Right, like this. This will make stone. Okay, perfect. I also need glass, some other stuff, and we need a furnace controller, which I believe we'll make that in a bit. We need to make a pump now, which is the next thing I need, and this is a lot of piping and stuff, so we'll learn about piping next. Now that we've unlocked the Ember activator, it is time for us to go into the ancient codex again. And as you can see, Ember transfer. We need to learn how to send and receive. So we'll need to make a sender, a receiver. And there's also emitters and receptors, okay. So we'll just need to make an Ember emitter and receptor. They shouldn't be too difficult to make. I believe they're actually exact opposites. So for the recipes. And functionality as well there. Ember emitter and the Ember receptor. Okay, should be pretty simple to do that, and you get 4 for each. Yep. Camonite plating, though, is a difficult thing to make, I think. How is it made? It's made raw Camonite plate. Ah, it's actually not too difficult. And I should have... No, I don't. Oh, but I have something here. Yes, I do. Right, so then I can just make 16 raw Camonite plates. Get started on this. I'm out of actual fuel for my furnaces, unfortunately, but I believe you can actually use Ember as fuel. No, you can't. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it. Well, I have 16 plates that need to be done, and I need to do 2 of them at least, so we'll just make 2 of those. See how that works. While it's doing its stuff, I need to make... We're also going to need a Camonite tank, because the actual amount of steam produced is so much that I won't be able to store it without the thing exploding. So that is something to keep in mind, that we probably should try to avoid using these full-out Ember pieces and try to use just the shards for powering the stuff. The smaller it is, the less dangerous it will be for us to have the stuff potentially explode. Camonite plating is done. The actual thing requires iron and copper, so pretty easy stuff, if I do say so myself. Iron and copper and Camonite plating. Which is the hard part, the Camonite plating, obviously. Everything else is very easy. So I'll need 2 for each of these. I'm actually having some fun with this. I'm actually having some fun. Do that, and I believe it's just the opposite for these. You still use the same amount of materials, but receptor is like that. Yeah, no, it isn't. What is this? Ah, it's actually the opposite. Opposite. It's like the opposite, but more opposite. It's like this. It's there like that. So it's the opposite of the opposite. So, perfect. Alright, we've got everything we need to get started. We now need to learn how to make a pump. So we need to go through the codex again. You don't technically have to do everything in the codex. I'm doing it anyway. So we got to this point. We got a copper cell. I believe the melter is what we would need next. And then, you know what? I'm going to just skip everything, because I already know what I'm going to need, I think, for making the mixer centrifuge and all that. Here is the actual mechanical pump. So, oh, you would need a mixer centrifuge? What the heck? What does the mechanical pump need that I can't get normally? What recipe is it? Come on. Tell me about the recipe for the mechanical pump. Is it going to be super horrible? Is it gonna be something I can completely do right now? Probably. Maybe. I think it is actually something I can do right now. Let's see. Where is that? There is actually no pump. Oh. There's the pump. Iron plate. Fluid extractor. It's easy. Not a problem. I'm not sure what is in that it needs a centrifuge for. So that's going to be just easy. I'm going to just completely skip the rest of the stuff for the progression for now. I'm not even going to bother with it. There's no point right now because I've got basically every idea I know what to do for this. Alright, so we'll definitely need a pump to actually power the thing with the water for the actual thing. So here's what I wanted the bricks for. I wanted them for making our actual setup so it doesn't burn stuff down for now. These are not for the Tinkerer's Workshop stuff yet. But this should be our actual thing. And as you can see, this is, I believe, set up like this. So this will get powered from... I believe it could be powered... It doesn't get powered by the pump. It does not get powered by the pump. Okay, so yeah, that's what that will do. And then we'll have the pump here. Pump supplies water to this guy through the bottom. Receives, and it needs power to actually turn the pump on. So that once there's water in this guy, the pump will then send, or this guy will send water into the tank, which will also be on bricks as well. But it doesn't need to be. I'm just making, more bricks is more fireproofness, you know what I mean? And the more fireproofness, the less chance I will burn down my enchanting setup, so. You see what I mean? It is going to be a serious issue if something burns down. Like, everything in this base is gonna go. The warehouses, goodbye. The people, goodbye. Everything is flammable to some degree. So we're going to need to make actual fluid pipes for this as well. So these are going to be the fluid pipes. It needs 4 iron plates for the pumps. Needs some iron ingots for the fluid pipes as well. And they should just be pretty simple to make these. You get 8 for each one. And that is a fluid transfer. Basically, these are like your sorter item. So if you want to sort fluids, you can do that kind of. But you kind of have to make a bunch of them, and they're expensive if you want to like have a massive fluid sorting system. So this is about as much as I'll need. The rest can be ingots. So I'll just cast ingots now for the rest of it. And I could probably actually automate the process of doing this whole thing through, you know, pipes now that I have fluid pipes, basically. Not gonna bother with it. Not something I'm interested in right now. Anyway, we'll make our ducts, like so, and then we will get the pump today. That's our goal. Getting the pump, and Camonite levers. Camonite levers allow you to do stuff. So the pump needs 2 of these, and we'll need another crafting table for this. I've actually somehow avoided using extra crafting tables, but up until this point, but I need more crafting power. Need to craft more stuff. And I believe I have the actual stuff I need for this one. So this is going to be like this. And hopefully this gives me multiple for what it's worth. Because these are very, very annoying to make. Fluid extractor is done. Okay, well, it didn't give me more, but here's our pump. And as you can see, we have a mechanical pump now, which can pump water. Now, the way this works is very, 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 very... Might be confusing if you're new, and the book doesn't tell you anything about how this works. I figured this out on my own. So, the way this works is you need water buckets. And you place the water buckets down, make an infinite water source, right? Like this. Boom. And boom. And then you want to have a bit of space, I think, for this. I don't actually know how much space, or I'm not an embers expert, okay? I just have known some things because I have to. I had to figure them out. So here is the system here. This part exports water. So once we have our setup to the correct like this, we'll have pipes going into the boiler, and that will add the water to the boiler. Now you see, we need to actually have a connection pipe that pulls water out, and the actual ember emitter can go from here to this one. So like that works. The pump is actually very, very, very kind of slow, so it's not going to be very fast. Do not expect the pump to be going at like Mach 5. It won't happen. It just does not happen that way. It takes 60 years to get a piece of water from it.